Hi everyone, this is Dumb Old Dad bringing you yet another video. And this time, the video is going to be a podcast. I have tried podcasts before and I have uploaded them to the podcast places, and I was not really doing it right. Um, I would only have really short little anecdotal stories, and then I would upload those, and not many people would be listening. But in this one, I'm going to make them long form. So they will be, I'm hoping, 20 to 30 minutes long, but that is a long time. So I don't know. I don't know whether I'm going to have that much information. We will see as we go through this podcast trial run. So, first of all, who I am, my name is Clint Carter, and I have a YouTube channel called Dumb Old Dad. And in the YouTube channel, I started with just doing family videos, doing videos about my kids and band concerts and funny stuff that we would do around the house. And then after a while, it started to get some viewers. I think I had like 300 viewers, and I was like, wow, I could maybe really do something with this. So I started posting videos more often, and I started kind of fine tuning what I could do. There were some things that I wanted to do. There were some other things that would be fun, other things like doing reviews. So I just started doing a bunch of stuff. Um, and it was just Clint Carter's YouTube channel at that point. But recently, not recently, but over the last 5 or 6 years, I've decided to take it really serious and started posting more often, some things that would be interesting. And I posted a bunch of reviews, and it's interesting how the reviews usually pick up a lot of views and comments. For example, there's one video that I made that the ice maker was not making ice anymore, and it was an LG refrigerator freezer. So I decided to dismantle the ice maker and look into seeing why it wasn't working. Well, while I was doing this, I decided I might as well make a video of this. So I put up my tripod and I did some video of what I was doing and how to unhook things. And there's a little button you can push, and you need to clean off the water filter piece. And so it just was kind of a how-to. And our water, our ice maker started working. So I posted it thinking nothing of it. I decided to post the make, the model of the refrigerator that we had. And I looked just last week, and it has made, because of YouTube paying for the ads that go on there, it has made $700. So I have made $700 over, the span of several years for that one stupid video about my refrigerator. So it's really interesting. I've done videos about um, soap and about shampoo and about just the stuff around the house. And then I'll just post it on the internet and give them my opinion. So it's been kind of an interesting ride. I have more interesting things to talk about on that. So I'll probably make that a podcast. I was born in Twin Falls, Idaho. I don't know if you know where Idaho is, but it's above Utah and next to Oregon. And the other side is Washington. We also have a border with Montana. And did I say Utah already? I think I did. Anyway, I was born in Twin Falls, Idaho, and I went away to college and did some studying work. And then I also went on a mission, and that took me away from home. But I ended up coming back to Twin Falls and really made this my home. I got married just after college, and my wife and I moved here to Twin Falls, and we've just loved living here and raising a family. Let's see, school. So I went to, if you are from Twin Falls, you would know Sawtooth Elementary. And I've also been to O'Leary Junior High. and then Twin Falls High School. After Twin Falls High School, I went to BYU down in Provo, and my wife was at Utah State, and so I went and moved to Utah State and did a couple semesters there, then went back to BYU. There's a story there too that if you'll subscribe, I'll tell you that story later. And then I had then moved back to BYU and finished school, and then we moved to Salt Lake, then Idaho Falls, and then eventually to Twin Falls. So that's where I live now. I mentioned before that I went on a mission, and that will be a topic of one of my podcasts as well later. But my original call was to Cali, Colombia, Cali, and Columbia is spelled Colombia, not Columbia. You can always tell if somebody is from Colombia or not if they spell Columbia with a U or an O. So halfway through my mission, there was a scare for the North American missionaries. And so they took all of the North American missionaries and either spread them down through South America or sent them back home to the United States. And I was one of those missionaries that was sent to another mission in South America, and I went to Quito, Ecuador. So that's when I started knowing about Quito and Ecuador. I would say I liked my mission. If you were to ask me if I was to go back, I probably would say no. But lots of great things happened to be on my mission, and so I would not trade those days for anything. And I have been back to Ecuador, so I can tell you about that a little bit. I went back with my wife, so I got to show her all of the good, the bad, the ugly of the mission. Oh, at least of that country. Let's see. My work history. I started out as a representative for Enterprise Rent-A-Car, and we would rent cars to people that had their car in an accident. So if you had your car in an accident and it goes to get repaired, the insurance usually pays for a rental car, and so that's what Enterprise did. So I worked for this rental car company for, I don't know, probably a year, maybe a year and a half. And then there was an opportunity in Twin Falls to move to Twin Falls and open up a new branch of Enterprise. And that was perfect for me because I knew the area, I knew the city, I knew the people. So I took that job. After that, I started working for an IT company. And then I worked for a company that developed software. And so I became a programmer. I programmed in COBOL and in Microsoft. What was it called? Microsoft. I can't remember it now, but there was a Microsoft development platform that I used to develop things. In fact, the interesting part of that is that I was one of those guys that was hired to solve the Y2K issues in software. So they would give me the software that they were using, and I would go through and write a new little piece of code that would allow for a 4-digit year instead of a 2-digit year. So that was why I was hired for that company. After that, I started working for a company here in Twin Falls called Glanbia. They are a cheese manufacturing company, and I was in their IT department. And I built their website and their internal website, and I managed some software and a bunch of servers. And so I was kind of a software engineer / programmer / web designer. Some of the software I managed was the backup software. Some of it was the antivirus software. Others were just, milk procurement software. So I made sure all those programs worked for everybody. Let's see. After that, I started working for a company called Trilogy, and then Trilogy was merged with with Magic Valley, Magic Valley, Magic Valley something, where they sold copiers. And so this copier company and this computer company merged, and they created a new company called Integrated Technology. So I worked for them, let's say, for about 8 years. And then something happened. There's a story there to be told, but I decided it was time for me to leave. And so I went to work for a company called PMT. And so from then on, I've worked for PMT until retirement. Um, when I first started working for PMT, I was diagnosed with melanoma cancer, and so I've been fighting cancer for a while, and so that's a whole podcast in itself, my cancer story. And finally got to the point where, not finally, but at one point I got to the point where the doctors were telling me there was nothing more they could do. And that happened probably 2 months ago. And so I've decided to go on disability and to kind of semi-retire while I still have some time and I'm feeling good. So if you would like to kind of even see my progression through being fairly healthy to dealing with a terminal cancer illness, then again, you could follow along. Kind of morbid though. Let's watch this guy die. It's probably not the best thing in the world. But I do have some hobbies. I'm still trying to figure out what to do about my retirement and what do I do every day? Do I just clean? Do I do honeydews? Do I find another hobby? Do I make a podcast? I mean, this is one of those things. So you'll get to see some of the things that I do as well. If you're thinking about retiring, you could listen to this podcast and I can tell you some of the things that I'm doing during retirement to use up my time wisely. You're always kind of worried about doing the right thing. You always worry about, am I using my time wisely? So that is one of the things. Anyway, so let's see. That was only about 10 minutes. That's about all I have. I am going to be doing this podcast with my daughter. When she has time, we will be on together and we'll talk to each other, about each other. We will go through some topics so that it's entertaining. Hopefully it's entertaining and you'll want to follow along. Excuse me. So thanks for watching my very first podcast by Dumb Old Dad. Hopefully you will watch more in the future. Please subscribe or follow. I will be posting these on YouTube as well. If you search for Dumb Old Dad, this will be posted there as well. All right. Thanks for coming and listening, and there'll be more to come. See ya. Bye.